What did your parents do for a living?
My mom has always worked with senior, like older people with like disabilities and stuff, dementia, Alzheimer's, stuff like that. And my dad has been in like the law enforcement field. Yeah,
And specifically in what manner?
I couldn't even tell you.
Now, did either of them want you to follow in their footsteps or fields?
My mom was more of just do you, like do what you want to do. She was all for it. My dad was a little bit like, go to the Air Force. Like I swear, one time I was really gonna go to the Air Force. I was gonna go to the meeting when you meet with the, I don't know what it's called, but meet with the person. And yeah, then my aunt that's actually in the Air Force told me that I wasn't built for the Air Force, and I cried. So decided not to go.
And that was your aunt on your father's side.
No, on my mother's side actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now, what was their reaction when they see you go to the music side of things?
Um, well, my dad doesn't really listen to my music. He says he doesn't really want to, get into that because, hearing his daughter talk about different things he don't like. But my mom loves it. She asks me to sing her music all the time.
Now, in the American society, financially, how would you describe your upbringing?
Um, like we was straight. Like we was cool. I never really like needed to want for anything. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I was good.
Now, would you describe it as poor, lower middle class, upper middle class, rich?
My upbringing may be middle class.
And was your household able to move up to a higher income group at some point?
Yeah, yeah. On my dad's side, yeah. My mom too. So yeah.
And about what age or what grade were you when that happened?
I mean, so many things have happened. I can't just give you like a yes or no answer. So, I mean, my dad has just always been on his like, his grind and everything. And like not to be telling my mom business, but to be telling her business, she was married and stuff. So, he was on his stuff and we was living nice. And then when she wasn't married no more, she just, we was still living nice, but it wasn't as big as what, you know, it's not as many of us in the house now. So, yeah.
So, since you were able to see one income class and a higher income class, what did that teach you? What did you learn from that, being able to see both sides there in your life,
Um,
if anything?
Honestly, I don't even know. I never really actually thought about that. I'm just kind of living my life. Yeah.
Now, at a certain age, did you seek earning money yourself?
Did I what?
Did you seek earning money yourself at a certain age?
Oh yeah. Always been like that. Like 13, I was ready to get my own stuff, my own job, have my own money, you know. You want to do what you want to do, so you want to have your own money.
Do you remember your first job ever?
My first job, yes, I do. I worked at Chipotle because I was obsessed with the food.
And how were you introduced to that job?
I went to go get Chipotle almost every day. And then I was like, how old do I have to be to work here? Just so I could have Chipotle every day. And they told me I think it was 15 or 16. One of those. But yeah.
And is that the age you actually start?
Yeah, I started working like 16.
And what was your position at Chipotle?
Um, Make the like put the stuff together when you're in the front of the line. You know what I'm saying? Put the bowl and the burritos and stuff together. Yeah, that was me.
So you were creating the food
Mhm.
that people requested,
Yeah.
things of that nature, their orders.
Yeah.
And how long did you end up working there for?
A month.
What happened?
So, well, not a month, maybe like 2 months. So like there was this boy I was working with, and he was going to parties, he was doing a bunch of stuff, and every day I was like going to soccer practice, I was just working, I was just doing the most, and he was like, yeah, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. I was like, did you tell them? He was like, no. And I was like, okay. So I seen him not come to work, so I'm like, shoot, I'm tired. Just came from soccer practice, not finna go to work. And then I just got comfortable, and I started not going to work, and they fired me. So that was bad.
Now, did you have any other jobs after Chipotle?
Yeah, I worked at Topgolf. That was like my favorite job as a teenager.
And how long did you end up doing that for?
Like 6 or 7 months.
And why was that your favorite?
Cause it was so fun. Like you just worked with all the other teenage kids like that went to your school or went to different schools and stuff, and we were just always clowning. So that's why it was fun, and I got to make money, and the money was good.
And what was your position at Topgolf?
To run the food to people.
And when it came to these two jobs, these were the only jobs you ever had?
Oh no, I worked at a senior living, and I did activities with them. So like I would help create calendars and do different activities with the senior living people, or the older people that have like dementia and things like that. And yeah.
And was that the actual order of your job resume? It was Chipotle first, then Topgolf, then the senior living
Yes.
situation?
Mhm.
Were any of these jobs tough?
No, not at all.
Were any of these jobs dangerous?
No. Mm-mm. I don't think so. Maybe the senior living one, because, you know, you got to be careful with the type of activities you do with the older people. You never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, that might be a little dangerous.
Care to shed some more light on that?
Yeah, no, like you do activities like, you know, some exercises. You never know if you pushing them too hard. Like, push your arm, you know, this way older people than me. So, I don't know. That's dangerous for them.
Did you see anyone get hurt?
No.
But the possibility existed.
Yeah.
Now, which job paid the best?
The senior living.
And which one paid the worst?
Chipotle.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of these jobs? Anything that happened out of the norm, other than what we talked about thus far?
It's not really out of the norm, but it's just kind of like, it's kind of funny, so I'm gonna share. Like, I think one time I was working in the kitchen, like to help with the senior living. The people needed help in the dining room and stuff like that. And I know some of the patients like had like dementia and things like that. And so once somebody told me their order, like they wanted me to bring them something, you know what I mean? So I kept bringing it to them, and when I brought it to them, they threw a fit, like really bad. So I'm like, okay, what do you want? What else do you want? So then I brought them that, and they said they didn't ask for that. But I know, like in my head, I know what's going on. So it just happened to me 3 times, and I'm just like, dang. So yeah, I told them I don't want to do that no more.
So you ended up quitting that job there.
Yeah. Not because of that, but yeah, I just moved.
And then what about Topgolf? Did you quit that gig, or did you get fired at that gig?
I just didn't go. So whatever that is, I guess I quit. That happened to all of them, really.
And how far along with music were you during any of these jobs?
Well, I hadn't really like made my first song like that I wanted to take serious or anything during that time. I was just kind of like figuring out what I was really gonna do with my life. You know what I mean? I was everywhere at the moment.
Because you did work at Chipotle, are you sick of their food?
No.
If you could, would you ever consider owning any of the jobs you worked at?
Yeah, I'll own a Topgolf for sure.
Why Topgolf?
Folks being there spending money. Yeah.
The senior living situation that you were in, care to share the name of that place?
I can't even remember.
And for time reference, it's May 2021.